The Red Reunion. As Season 8 of Marvel Rivals arrives, spring is drawing to a close, and a bright, vibrant summer awaits us by the pool. Indeed, if someone happens to have Summers as their last name, it's hard not to imagine them as a relaxed, radiant person. But for Scott, his entire life has been a harsh lesson in learning how to hold back his light. Unlike the warmth of the summer sun, Scott's brilliance seems to have forced him to bid farewell to any lasting happiness, trapping him in an endless cycle of bitter winters. Though when Jean is by his side, he can really let loose. When he's at his best, Cyclops is the first of the X-Men, the steadfast captain, the ultimate defender of Xavier's dream. But when Jean is gone, he becomes a radical mutant revolutionary, a wartime leader, the heretical heir to Xavier's legacy. Whether or not Cyclops was right, in our eyes, the only true tragedy is that during the mutant's most desperate fight for survival, he was left alone to bear those choices that had no right answer. Just as Orpheus' desperate gaze separated him from Eardris forever, I think that's how you say her name, Scott's restrained gaze forced him to endure far too many parties before he could ever truly embrace happiness with Jean. So, if the theme of Season 7 was freedom, then the beating heart for Season 8 is reunion. Cyclops is perhaps one of the longest absent heroes in our game's lore. At the very onset of the time stream entanglement, he was attending Gambit and Rogue's wedding, only to be swept away by a temporal storm into the 2099 timeline. Though he tried to keep a low profile, the moment he saw a stranded Moon Girl in danger, he didn't hesitate to leap into action. Tragically, this heroic intervention led to both of them being captured by Alchemax. He was forced to keep his eyes open, serving as an endless, agonizing power source for Alchemax's Chronovium, and this immense power was ultimately harnessed by another child desperate for a reunion, triggering the localized incursion that has spanned our last two seasons. Lunella Lafayette, whom some may know better as Moon Girl, is the smartest person on the planet, much to the consternation of her fellow geniuses. But unfortunately, that level of intellect doesn't make goodbyes any easier, nor does it lessen the ache of missing a best friend. When the time stream entanglement struck, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur were torn apart. The partner who had shared her misadventures, her wild escapades, and helped her navigate the world with an imagination far beyond her years, was locked away in the Collector's Museum. Lunella, meanwhile, was trapped in an unfamiliar era, forced by Alchemax to research ways to breach other timelines. When Deadpool liberated those captive creatures and brought them to his monster kingdom, Moon Girl finally caught Devil Dinosaur's signal. Desperate to reunite with her best friend, she recklessly activated the Chronovium she had been studying, yanking the entire Alchemax headquarters, along with a captive Scott Summers, back into the present timeline. True, a reunion isn't always a perfect cure for the party. It can be born of a mistake, a rash decision, or a reckless gamble. The problems that existed before the goodbye might still be waiting when you say hello again. They might see red, flooded with anger for one reason or another. If only their partner has the receptacle But the moment two lost souls, connected by any distance, look into each other's eyes once more, they'll know one thing for certain. The parting itself can never hurt them again. Be ahead of all parting, as though it already were behind you, like the winter that has just gone by, like summer has arrived. Aww. Hey everybody, Bandicoot Commando here, and welcome back to Marvel Rivals. In the last one, I only read the the special edition stories. I knew that that was going to be the last thing I would do for Season 7, and now here we are with Season 8. Already, right off the bat, we just see Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur's reflection in the pool there. Of course. Here we are. Sins of Alchemax. Oh! Devil Dino Hide and Seek. Complete the missions to help Moon Girl locate Devil and get rewards. I'll be sure to take care of that later. Whoa! What a menu screen. So yeah, we have Lunella here, Scott just focusing his power, a hologram of Devil, Alchemax's... I'm not sure if they're androids or if they're people in suits. But then there's this guy. I think he's their CEO, but I don't know exactly his name or identity. But we'll find out as it goes on. Okay. First things first. Tablet of Life and Time. Kingpin's tyranny and Dracula's plots of conquest have crumbled before your relentless force of justice. Yet the towering spire of Alchemax still stands, and the sinister capitalism of the future continues to glare down at us. Listen closely. That low vibration echoing from the heavens, it is the desperate call of a best friend and the distant reaching whisper of a lover. Wow, I only get to keep 6 tokens? Really? Well, here we are. Project Heroic Age. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of this I need to do. Alright, let's see what we got. Not the first time Jeff has wore a dinosaur costume. Jumbo outdid himself again, Jeff, sweetie. You look absolutely adorable. Now you can look just like your new friend. Yep. Ooh, what is this thing, I wonder? Just have to see. So yeah, Devil Land Shark. Huh? Devil's Banner. Devil Land Shark. It looks like the Savage Land is coming. Oh, finally, Johnny gets his emblem. Looks like all the Fantastic Four members are going to get their emblems for the next few seasons. A Silver Spark. Oh, that's the skin name. Silver Spark. Loving this look. When I wear it, I fly faster than any comet in the night sky. You sure about that, Johnny? Because with the name Silver Spark, and with you mentioning Comet, I think you might want to have a word with Norrin. Unworthy Thor. Ooh, poor. Thor was right. Yep, this is referring to a big event for him. Jeez, that is more of a depressing MVP screen. I will be Thor again. So help me gods. Oh! I'm realizing his hammer, it's wooden. So this is referring to, where... I don't remember the exact context, but I do know that what happened was that Gorr, the God Butcher, more or less broke Thor's spirit. And from there, Thor believed himself that he was no longer worthy of wielding Mjolnir, and it worked. Like, it was that strong on him that he could not wield it again. So, other than having to use this wooden hammer as a substitute, he just, you know, he had to find a way to bounce out of it. I think the way he bounced out of it was him embracing that, yes, he's unworthy, but because of that, there are other people that are unworthy but are still good people. Therefore, I am the god of the unworthy. And that is just enough to prove his worth to Mjolnir again. Or at least I think that's how it went. I don't quite remember. The Starlit Madonna. A new skin for Mantis. And her emblem. Ooh, looks like a portal. I've heard there's a field of unfading flowers at the edge of the galaxy. I'd very much like to ask the fresh blooms what they ponder when they ponder when they reveal their petals. I guess she's referring to the Grand Garden. Ooh, Magneto skin. Untamed Overlord. This is a Savage Land skin. Oh boy, I can't wait until we see the Savage Land. Hey, you got a fossil out of that. All my life, I have been drawn to the wild and desolate places of the world. As a boy, I saw myself walking where no man ever had, no, I can't read it because of the way it is. No man ever had alone against the elements. Judging by this, it looks like Magneto's got his third lore story. Under the same moon. Oh, the Infinity Thing skin. Okay, Cyclops. Ooh, so we're getting a slight look at what his model, or at least his art, will look like. Okay. It is rebuilding time! Infinity Thing. The door is opening. It is the time. This is referring to how, as you could see, Ben ended up absorbing the power of the Infinity Gems, and they embedded within him, and he became more or less a walking embodiment of all 6 Infinity Gems. It's just what he needed to fix everything up. Ooh. Primal Patriot. Another Savage Land skin with Captain America here. Assemble! Ooh. That's just a regular lion. That ain't a saber tooth. The laws of the modern world might not apply here, but I will always lead the charge and fight for justice in the Savage Land. Oh boy. This is a sign that we are definitely going to get it. We are definitely going to get the Savage Land. It may not be next season, but it will be for a later season. Ooh, Gambit. The Barrier Buster. He's so stiff in the body. You run like Quicksilver. Yeah, I guess he does have cybernetics in him. My name is... I can't remember. But Stone. Father has named me the Barrier Buster. And I will lead the charge for Raider Prime. Star-Lord here, the Glory Gunner. Punch Chronovium. So this is our artifact. Glory Gunner. Yeah, I guess some of these guys are like... Some of these skins, they are basically robotic. Killed all your clones there, Quill. Mr. Stone, the comprehensive evaluation is complete. We've concluded he is not the optimal candidate to lead the corporate raiders. Though he lacks the specific gene, the marksmanship displayed far exceeds our projections. We recommend mass production. So it looks like Quill is getting his second lore story. This is just the place for you, Rogue. I mean, I know she's Southern, but I don't know if she's Southern as in she's Texan or if she's just from places like Missouri, Louisiana. I don't quite remember. The Starlit Rebel. I haven't seen Remy since that accident. He has to be out there somewhere. Even if I have to tear the whole galaxy upside down, I'm gonna find him. Looks like we have yet another lore story. Return on investment. Whoa, that's a lot of chrono tokens we need. Right, we got ourselves quite some interesting rewards here. Alright, this is still going on. Blood Hunt's gonna be going on for quite a while. Don't need to worry about this. What do we got here? So, Alchemex's firewall is a total joke. You can't outsmart a girl genius like Moon Girl. You tell them, Lunella. Trip, search. Okay. Let's see. Where are you? Adventure Capital, Hostile Takeover, Chrono Token units. Yep, there's the big guy down here, but he's for later. There's team-ups, but I'll get to the team-ups later. King of Monsters Deadpool and the Chrono Armor Dinosaur. Oh, and Infinity Hulk. These are still available, I guess. Oh yeah, these are here. So yeah, I gotta make a purchase with one of these soon. Okay. We got new accessories. Yeah, so before I read the... Well, I should read the team-ups. I'll worry about that later. Alchemex headquarters. I hear that this new map is not going to be a... Yeah, this new map is going to be a Doom match type of map. So I normally don't play Doom matches, but I will at least show off the map. Alright. Let's read the new team-ups we got. I think there's only just one. Yeah. It's just between Devil and Punisher. Punisher's War Journal. Where I come from, the Alchemex Mega Corporation is always up to no good. But they got the public eye on their payroll, which means the law tends to look the other way. Too bad for them. Some heroes can't be bought so easy. When Alchemex transported their HQ from the year 2099 back across time to the New York of an earlier era, our resistance had no choice but to follow. We weren't about to let those capitalist scumbags get their hooks in another reality and bleed it dry. With the help of allies from multiple timelines, we prepared for war. We got to the plaza in front of the Alchemex HQ, but the public eye was waiting for us. They opened fire, pushing us back. Charging into action would have been suicide. Still, I could tell that one of us was willing to take the risk. For Devil Dinosaur, a big red lizard wearing some sort of fancy temporal armor, this mission was personal. His best friend, Moon Girl, was trapped inside the tower, and we were her ticket to freedom. I could tell he wanted to plow forward and clear us a path, but even his animal brain saw the danger and caused him to hesitate. I wasn't about to let him lose someone he loved, so I vaulted onto his scaly back and rode him into battle, guns a-blazing all the way. I'm sure watching us tear the public eye's defense line to shreds was one hell of a show. I always thought I was the ultimate living weapon in the war against crime and corruption. Turns out I got serious competition for that title. Doesn't matter if you're from the far future or the prehistoric past. As long as you're fighting on the wrong side, you're gonna get a warm welcome of teeth and bullets. So, it's pretty self-explanatory is that Frank will ride on top of Devil. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. The accessories, the new ones, that is. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, starting with Moon Girl, of course. Everyone thinks it's the big red dino protecting the little girl from the Lower East Side of Manhattan. But Devil Dinosaur knows the truth. Whenever he's roaring in confusion in a strange new world, it's that little genius who uses her massive brain to save him from trouble time and time again. Reed was totally right. They're like two halves of the same soul, and neither is complete without the other. So while Moon Girl might be a bit too young to join the action herself, her big red friend will always have a piece of her with him. Oh, it's on his collar. Aww. Leo? Liho? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Or Liho? As a super spy, Natasha never trusts anyone. Until a little stray cat wandered into her life. This stubborn, clingy little furball somehow managed to melt the Black Widow's icy heart. The world's most dangerous agent has fooled countless people, but she completely fell for a stray kitty. Even though Liho was only around for a short chapter of Natasha's life, I just know she'll never fade from her memory. So cute. Oh, hanging off of the batons there. I'm assuming that if you have her pull out the batons, they'll still hang off of the out of the one that she'll be holding. Red string of fate, huh? Alicia, or Bride Alicia, but Alicia Masters. People tell stories about the blind girl and the monster, but Alicia just laughs at that. She might not be able to see Ben, but she can sculpt every inch of him from memory. She sees the sweetest, gentlest soul beneath all that rock, better than anyone else in the universe. She's what makes Ben's whole life beautiful. Yes, Ben, it's like near your... yeah, it's down there. Well, looks like you did pick up something from Stepdaddy after all, Alicia. If you think Parker and MJ are probably the best couple, or maybe Scott and Jean, or Rogue and Remy, Alicia and Ben is, again, one of the better ones, because even though it is the case of the whole blind girl meeting the monster that she can't see, but that's just how it is. Alicia and Ben would marry in the comics, I believe, and I think they are still married. And yeah, it's just a sweet thing. Sarah. Sarah. A long, long time ago, in one of heaven's many temples, Angela rescued a trapped anchorite named Sarah. And for the longest time after that, Sarah was the only person who could make Angela take off her armor and breathe easily. Even though Sarah is currently lost in the chaotic time stream, Angela firmly believes that no matter how many stars or dimensions separate them, their love will guide them together once again. Yes. She... oh, yep, she's down there. I thought she'd be on, like, your spear or axes. Sarah is, basically Angela's wife, I believe. Well, I don't know if they're married or not. I just know they are lovers, though. Namora. The throne of the deep sea is a super lonely place. Namor carries the blood of two worlds. Atlantis sees him as an outsider, and the surface world has never truly accepted him either. The only one who really gets it is his cousin, Namora. They share some of the same blood and the exact same loneliness. The ocean is vast, and they might make their own waves, but their shared bloodline will always keep them tightly connected. Oh, it's on your Triton. I wish I could get a better look at it. If I remember correctly, unless I'm wrong, I think Namor and Namora are married. Like, yeah, they're cousins and all, but you know how it works with royalty and stuff like that. I might be wrong, though. They might have changed that where they're just strictly cousins. I'll have to look it up again. And then lastly, Fenris, or Fenrir. Oh no, not lastly, but we're getting there. The Fenris wolf has been by Hela's side since he was just a pup. He's followed her into battle across the realms and is her most loyal companion and comrade. He even gave up his life for her without a second thought. Even now, with Hela exiled by the entire universe, this giant, very good boy is more than happy to stay right by her side. Oh, it's on your wrist. Okay. He's still a pup, apparently, huh? And lastly, Lisa and Frank Jr. This locket holds a photo of Lisa and Frank Jr. Every single day, Frank Castle opens it, takes one look, snaps it shut, and goes right back to fighting. Honestly, I don't know whether he uses this memory to keep himself going or to punish himself. But as long as he's still willing to open this locket, the man who used to fly kites with his kids in the park hasn't completely disappeared. Oh. You can actually get it to kind of open and close from Maria. That's his wife's name. Where is it? It's right there. Yeah. The day they're having a picnic, and then the tragedy happened. It's how he lost all three of them, and it's what made him vow to become the Punisher. All right, well, that's all of the new accessories we got. Of course, once Cyclops gets added in, he'll have his. I'm going to assume his will be Jean's. As in, it'll be Jean Grey's, but maybe not. It could be something else. I'll mess with these later. Okay, yeah. That will do for this episode of Marvel Rivals, doing the showcase. Oh, wow, I see that Scott has like a beard and everything, so who knows what he's looking like under there. Oh, by the way, seeing this here, I hear that they patched the Avengers mode with Loki here. They gave Loki some nerfs. He's still powerful, but now they've made it so that he's not too annoying to deal with, but come on, I think you're too late at this point. Anyway, before I end it, let me just go over a little something. Okay, so last season, I got Angela, Blade, Daredevil, Strange, Gambit, Jeff, and Loki to captain rank. Although in Jeff's case, I was already in the middle. Before they did the whole rework with the proficiency stuff, I was almost close to getting him to the next rank anyway, so it was an easy rank up. So, the goal, same as before, we will try to, let's see. Again, I'm not going to do any of the characters that have been dropping this year. So we will try to get Emma, like, we'll see if we can get this whole screen at everyone at Captain. So that would be Emma, Groot, Hawkeye, Hela, Johnny, Linley, Tony, Luna, Liliana, Eric, and if I'm lucky, maybe I can do a little bit of this and get some of these guys done. Look at that, Wolverine. Now you have friends here. I just remember back in season 0 and 1, just remember back in the early seasons where it was just you at the very bottom until more heroes pushed more people down here. Now you're not alone. Alright, so that will do for this episode of Marvel Rivals. Join me next time as I show gameplay of the big guy here, the Devil Dinosaur. I look forward to see what we're going to get more of out of this season. Other than continuing with my goal of trying to get all the heroes to the next rank and everything, because Blood Hunt is going to keep going for the next, well, as you can see there, the next 2.5 months or so, I'm going to try to, again, get at least one hero at the max rank that I can get it on, and show off Nightmare Mode like 120. since you need 120 or higher for any of those character achievements. If you do want my advice for it, try grinding on extreme, but more importantly, go in it solo. It goes by a little quicker by solo. The enemy waves are not as numerous, and more importantly, I do believe you do gain some extra XP if you go through it solo. So yeah, that is it, and I will see you guys next time.